Okay, today we're going to do Unit 1, Notes number 8, which is going to be cross multiplication. So we're going to add in one new step at the beginning, and then we're going to be solving it exactly like we have our other equations. So what is cross multiplication? Cross multiplication is whenever we multiply your diagonals. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, and some people may know this as the butterfly method. You're going to take your A times your D, and then you're going to do your B times your C. It is okay if you would do your B times your C and then your A times your D. It's the same thing. So if I do my first diagonal, I'm going to do A times D, and I'm going to do B times C. So these are just letters. We will get numbers a little bit further down. So then A times D would just be AD right next to each other, and B times C would be BC. So then you would continue to solve because most likely there'll be one variable and the rest will be constants. Okay, let's go down to our examples. So as you can see, our first two examples are pretty easy, and then 3, 4, and 5 get a little bit trickier. So number 3, if you want to draw your butterfly each time, you can. So we're going to do x times 2, and then 4 times 3. So 2 times x equals 4 times 3. 2 times x is going to give you 2x, and 4 times 3 is going to give you 12. So now you see we have an x. So we need to solve for that. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. So we're going to get x equals 6. Number 2, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 5 times 6 and then 2 times y. So we're going to get 5 times 6 equals 2 times y. 5 times 6 is 30, and 2 times y is 2y. Now on this one, our variable is on our right side. Since our variable is all by itself over there, we can keep it. Now, if you wanted to, you could also rewrite this as 2y equals 30. That is the same thing. So you could write that either way. So we're going to divide both sides by 2, and you're going to get y equals 15. Okay, so now we're going to get into it where it gets a little bit trickier, and this will be more of what we see.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
So I'm going to do my butterfly method. I'm going to try to get my variable on the right side or on the left side each time. So I see that so I'm going to multiply 2 times y plus 3, and then I'm going to do 1 times 12. So I'm going to write my 2. Anytime you have more than 2 terms, or you have 2 terms or more, I want you to write in parentheses. So I'm going to do 2 times y plus 3 equals 12 times 1. 12 times 1 is going to be 12. So I have to distribute. So I'm going to get 2y plus 6, and then 12 times 1 was 12. Next, we're just going to use our same steps to solve. So I'm going to subtract 6 on both sides. I'm going to get 2y equals 6. And then my last step is to divide by 2. I'm going to get y equals 3. And that is my final answer on that. Okay, so now we're going to go down to 4 and 5. So these even get a little bit trickier than our previous ones. Because this one, if you can see, you're going to get a variable on both sides, which we have been dealing with in class. So I'm going to do 2 times y plus 12, and then 5 times y plus 6. Now, like I said earlier, I want you to, if there's more than one term, you need to put it in parentheses. So I'm going to do, it doesn't matter which one you do first. So I'm going to do 5, then I'm going to put y plus 6, because I want to put that in parentheses, equals, since there's a 2 and then there's a y plus 12, I'm going to put the 2 on the outside and then y plus 12 on the inside of my parentheses. So I now have parentheses on both sides. So you should know that you have to distribute on both sides. 5 times y is 5y. 5 times 6 is 30. 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 12 is 24. So then our next step is to solve. Get your variable to the left side. You get 3y plus 30 equals 24. And then you want to move your 30 over. You get 3y equals negative 6. And then our last step is to divide by 3. And we get y equals negative 2. So that is what we're doing with cross multiplication. You have to do your butterfly or cross multiplication, do your parentheses, distribute, and then solve for your answer. Okay, next one. I'm going to start by putting my 2 in parentheses. So I'm going to do 6 times t plus 9 and then 4 times t minus 7. It does not matter if you put 4 times t minus 7 first or 6 plus 10 plus 9 first. Just make sure the 6 stays with the t plus 9 and the 4 stays with the t minus 7. So I'm going to do 6 times t plus 9 equals 4 times t minus 7. First step is to distribute. You get 6t, and then 6 times 9 is 54. That's a bigger number. And then you get 4 times t, which is 4t. And 4 times negative 7 is a negative 28. And then I'm going to solve. So I'm going to subtract 4t. You get 6 minus 4 is 2t, plus 54 equals negative 28. Next step, you want to subtract 54 on both sides. You're left with 2t equals, you're going to get negative 82. And then our last step is to divide by 2. And you can always, if you're like Mrs. Gilbert, I do not know what negative 28 minus 54 is, you can put that in your calculator and you will get negative 82. So you're going to get t equals negative 41. Any questions on that? Okay, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with cross multiplication. Let's move on to the back page. Okay, on the back page, we just have 2 more examples. So I want to put the 2 terms in parentheses because I know they're going to stay in parentheses. So I can do 3 times y minus 2 and 5 times y plus 6. Doesn't matter which one you put first. I'm going to put 5 y plus 6 equals 3 times y minus 2. If you would have flipped sides, you're still going to get the same answer, you guys. So that is perfectly okay. Distribute. 5 times y is 5y. 5 times 6 is 30. 3 times y is 3y. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Next, you're going to move your variable. 5 minus 3 is 2y plus 30 equals negative 6. You're going to subtract 30. You have negative 6 and negative 30. Add them and keep your signs. You're going to get negative 36. And then your last step is to divide by 2. So you're going to get y equals negative 18. Okay, so last problem, we're going to do the same thing. Put these in parentheses. Then I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to do 1 times 3x plus 15 equals 3 times x plus 5. Distribute. That should be your first step. Ooh, that's bad looking arches. So 1 times 3x is 3x. 1 times 15 is 15. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 5 is 15. So if you notice right here, My sides are the same. This means infinite solutions. Okay, so that is the end of the notes for today. Let us know if you have any questions over this.